Hi everybody, I am Shiva Biram signing in. I am here to explain you about the hexagonal prism in the today's session. Here I am going to present you the simple model of a hexagonal prism. Here we have got two bases having a shape of hexagon. This is base 1 and this is base 2, and along each base we are going to have a face being projected onto the other side. Like that we are going to have 6 faces corresponding to the 6 bases onto the both sides. If it is a pentagonal prism, we are going to have 5 number of faces. Depending upon the number of sides, we are going to have the number of faces when you consider a particular prism. Next, I shall explain you much more about this in order to understand the projections in an easy way. Here we are going to consider the two bases as this is one base which has been labeled as A2, B2, C2, D2, E2 and F2. Similarly, onto the other side we are going to have the markings as A1, B1, C1, D1, E1 and F1. The reason why I have represented like this is corresponding to A1 we are going to have A2. Similarly, corresponding to B1 onto this particular base, B2 will be there onto the other side. Similarly, C1, C2, D1, D2 here, and E1, E2, and F1 and F2. So if you mark like this, all these corners, so these are the 6 corners we are going to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 corners. It will be very easy for us to understand the projections, because whatever problems we are going to consider, that is to be solved in a number of stages. Next, I shall go through the exact problem so that we can have the better understanding of the projections. Let me continue the session. Here we are given a problem regarding a hexagonal prism. The prism has a base of 25 mm and axis 50 mm. It is positioned such that the axis is inclined at 30 degrees to the vertical plane or VP, and one of its base corner 10 mm in front of VP and the face 15 mm above HP. So here let me show you the position of the prism. The axis is inclined at 30 degrees to vertical plane. First of all, let us say this is the prism we are going to consider, and the axis will be passing through the center, and let us mark the axis as here. Say this is the center of this prism. Say this is O1 and this as O2. So the axis exactly passes through this center, and the prism is positioned such that it makes an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the vertical plane. So like this, somewhere, if you consider the axis like this, it is going to be positioned in this such way that, let us suppose this is the vertical plane, and with respect to vertical plane, the axis passing through this, whatever axis passing through this particular hexagonal prism is going to make an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the vertical plane. So initially let us say this is in this position, the axis is not making any angle, and if you rotate like this, the axis is going to make an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the horizontal plane. And one more thing is the one of its base corners. So here we are going to have 6 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So one of its base corners is going to be placed such that 10 mm in front of the vertical plane. So let us say this is the one of the corners we consider for this prism, and it is placed 10 mm. 10 mm, let us say this gap is 10 mm in front of the vertical plane, and this can be observed only in the top view. So whatever distance which is there from the vertical plane can be observed from the top view. And also the corresponding face, so whatever face is there, this face is placed 10 mm above the horizontal plane. So initially in this position, this face is lying onto the horizontal plane, and when it is lifted above 10 mm, see, it is lifted above 10 mm. This is the exact position of the object which is being mentioned in the problem. And whatever gap is there in the horizontal plane, this gap can be, whatever gap is there from the horizontal plane, this gap can be visualized from the uh, front view. So when you view the object in this direction, we can visualize this gap which is prevailing from the horizontal plane. So that is the reason why we are going to consider the development of this particular problem in two stages. So this is stage 1. Already I have done some pre-work. So this is stage 1. So in stage 1, what we do is we consider that the prism is positioned parallel to, it is resting on the horizontal plane in this way. In this way it is positioned. And when it is observed from the top view, we are going to have a rectangle. So this is the rectangle we are going to have. And when it is observed from the front direction, we are going to have a hexagon having the two bases. Already we have marked A1, A2 up to A1, B2, A1, B1 up to F1, and A1, A2, B2 up to F2. So this is the first position I am considering, or stage 1. I am going to draw the projections corresponding to front view and top view. So this is the top view we are going to consider in stage 1, and this is front view in stage 1. As I already mentioned that the front view will be a hexagon and the top view will be a rectangle. After that we have to label the points also. So this is see, I am going to show you the points here. So when this is in this position, we are going to have F1 and F2, E1 and E2. So this is F1, F2. See, when we see from this direction, A1 and E1 are going to coincide. So when we view in this direction, like this, when we view in this direction, these 2 points A1 and E1 are going to be come into one line. Similarly, A2 and E2, and likewise B1 D1, B2 D2, and finally here we are going to have this is C1 and this is C2. So I am representing the lines with the corresponding points. This is A1, E1, A2, E2. So O1, O2 represents the corresponding axis. This is B1, D1, B2 and D2, C1, C2. Similarly, regarding the front view also, we have to mark the same. So after the completion of stage 1, we are going to have the projections in this way. This is the corresponding top view and this is the corresponding front view. So here, when we observe this particular prism in the front direction, all the corresponding corners will be focused onto the single point, like f1, f1 dash, f2 dash. Why we are giving this as prime, f1 dash and f2 dash is because this is the corresponding front view. Similarly, a1 dash, a2 dash and b1, b2 corners will be laid on a single point. Similarly, c1, c2 and d1, d2, like that. After that, stage 2 is the process in which we are going to consider the exact position of the prism, that is like this. Now the prism is going to be positioned in this fashion, so that the axis, so this is the axis which is going to make an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the vertical plane, and now the front view will be along this direction, so we have to see in this way the corresponding front view, and the top view will be in this direction. So the top view will be exactly same as in the stage 1. So whatever top view we are going to have in the stage 1, that will be same in stage 2 also, but the axis is going to have an inclination of 30 degrees with respect to the vertical plane. That is, here it is to be represented with the reference line xy. So here we have to redraw the top view which we have represented in stage 1, inclined at an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the xy line. So let me do that. So once we finish off the construction of the top view in stage 2, which is inclined at 30 degrees with respect to the xy line, next we have to draw the projection lines from the top view from each corner. So from f1, similarly from e1, a1, from axis o1, d1, b1. So all these points corresponds to one face. Similarly, these points corresponds to the other face, right? So we have to draw the projecting lines from the corners of the two bases. Okay, these are the projections which have been drawn from the two bases. Similarly, from the front view which we have developed in stage 1, we have to draw the horizontal projections, and we have to locate the points of intersection from the corresponding points. See, from f1 whatever line is being projected, and here f1 dash, it is to be given the name as f1 dash. Similarly, this is the line emanating from a1, e1. These are the horizontal lines, so you have to mark the corresponding point as a1 dash, and similarly this is e1 dash. Like that, we have to represent all the points in the corresponding front view. And once all the points have been located, it is very simple. The vertical projections and the horizontal projections should be marked with respect to the same points, with respect to the these corner points. So if it is considered from f1, the horizontal projection also is to be considered from f1 dash, like that. So we have to continue in that fashion, and once it is over, we have to complete the front view. Corresponding front view will be in this way. And one important point to remember here is these two edges will not be visible. So that is the reason why we have to represent with dotted lines. So this will be the complete front view of this particular hexagon. Here, let me show you about these hidden lines here. When the object is viewed in this direction, these two edges will not be visible for us. So this edge and this edge. So we are viewing in this particular direction. So obviously these two sides are not going to be visible for us. That is the reason why these two sides have been represented with the dotted lines. So that is how we have to draw the projections in number of stages. Sometimes we need to go for one more stage or another one, 3 stages or 4 stages, depending upon the complexity of the problem. Here it would be sufficient to go for the 2 stages. That concludes the session. Subscribe to my channel for getting more updates and videos. Thank you for your patient listening. This is Shiva Biram signing off.